So, why invincibility now? So, I have started this Invincibility membership in 2022, and I've actually taken a large part of this year for the personal transformation and the business transformation to really take the time to create the foundation for this membership from a really strong place. And I have to say that since the universe has guided me to this, and that is the reason why I've changed my business, and this is why invincibility has come to me. It's a guidance from the universe that this is where I should move my efforts to. Um, but it's been a transformation for myself as well, because I've been reimagining invincibility from a feminine energy, but also a balanced energy perspective, which is going to be really, really important in the coming years. So, why invincibility now? Well, from a personal perspective, I was guided to this. This has also been my learning this year to really balance the energies of masculine and feminine and to really go deeper into the truth about some of the key aspects of life that I myself misunderstood. So I'll be sharing a lot of that in the membership as well. So the other reasons why invincibility now? Well, it's very specifically for this time in humanity. There are huge global shifts about to happen, currently happening, and about to happen. Um, As you know, I'm not going to say too much on this because you will have heard me speak on this before. And I also mentioned it in the podcast recently. Um, but September 22 is the end of the choice point year, meaning that all of humanity were given a choice to either stay in suffering or move away from suffering into the Great Awakening. So it's the end of that year. October is the start of the transitions that have been that are made basically from those choices. So the choices are over, and now the energy and the places of people and what we're doing and who we're with and the relationships we have and what our work is, that's all going to be transitioning. The way I'm seeing it, it seems like the next 2 years are going to be transition years as we all move out of where we've been and into where we're going to and who we're becoming. And so that's why it's starting now. From my perspective as well, this is the choice point time to start making those changes. And those transitions are going to start happening. And they're not always going to be easy. We made the choice, and that's wonderful. That's beautiful, but doesn't mean that transition and transformation is easy. And so that's why it's a membership, not just individual courses that we can take. This is a membership. We're in it together. There's a support and community aspect to it because we really are going to have to have faith and trust during the transition times. Nobody likes transition times. Why? Because they're filled with a bit of uncertainty. And so having the group dynamic there as well, everyone recognizing we're all going through changes and we can support each other through that and feel comforted that we're all doing this together. So October 22, this is very specifically why the membership started in October 2022. And another reason, another global shift really is still part of that. And that is that, I talk about the great suffering leading to the great awakening. And I used to say it's the beginning of the great suffering. Well, the beginning was in 2020. We are 2022 going into 2023. We're not really at the beginning still. We're kind of in it. We're still at the big kind of the beginning, but we're in the great suffering. And even if you have chosen awakening as your choice point, and even if you are awakening at this moment, it doesn't mean it's easy. It really doesn't mean it's easy. We still have healing to do. We still have releasing to do. We still have evolving to do. Although it's a more beautiful path, it doesn't mean it's always easy, because we have this conditioning that we need to let go of. And so, you know, regardless of where you are on your path, the Great Awakening may also be challenging, because not everyone chose it. There will be suffering on many different levels, not even just the ones that you can think of. And therefore, it is a good time to gather together to help understand what's going on in the world and to resolve it within yourself, so that you're not projecting any negativity as well. So this is the reason why as well, I think that there is still work to be done to work through even just even if you're just observing the suffering. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky and challenging to make sense of it. So that's another reason why it's now. And another reason why it's now is because we are truly moving into some new eras of humanity. And one of the eras that we're moving into is we're letting go of the egoic individualism that has been predominant in the world for quite a long time. And we're moving into the non egoic kind of collective. And this is uncomfortable for a lot of people, and it'll be uncomfortable for a lot of people. And it is something we're moving into, and I'm not going to say we're going to move into it particularly fast, because I don't think we are, because we are so conditioned into individualism rather than the collective, and it scares people. This idea of collectivism, there are a lot of people with resistance because they think it's communism or a version of fascism, and it's not. It's a really different and beautiful and lovely and very necessary sharing and understanding and compassion. It's very much a love-based feminine energy that needs to be returned to the earth, that has been suppressed so that we don't destroy ourselves, which individualism has been doing and is doing. So we have no choice if we want to survive. So this is it's happening whether you want it or not to. We have to change in this way. And that's another reason why this membership is now. This membership is going to be a part of that to help us transition as a group as well. And I came across this word that was coined by Mahatma Gandhi, and I've literally only come across it in the last week or so, and I was like, wow. If ever there was something that summed up where we're going, it's this word, right? So I'm going to share it with you now, and it is I have to make sure I pronounce it correctly. Sarvodaya is the word that Gandhi coined. Sarva means all, and udaya it comes from the seed word well-being. All well-being. Oh, I just got a chill there. Okay, all well-being. And so what that means is, and what his vision was that we move out of this idea of individual well-being. It's not individual well-being only. Obviously, that is important. It's not just community well-being, community of other humans' well-being, although that is included in it. But actually, it is well-being for all, Sarvodaya. And that well-being for all includes all of life. It is life-centered, not community-centered, not individual-centered, life-centered. So it has a respect, and it has a understanding that everything needs to be included in its and given a chance for its well-being, and you could say, and to thrive as well. So Gandhi's word, I feel, is is a very good summary of where we're going into as an era. And I know already that lots of you care deeply about the environment, and have a love for animals and nature and trees and the ocean and everything else. So I'm pretty sure you get this. So I'm not going to say any more on it at this moment, but we will delve into it a bit more in the membership. But this is why this is part of invincibility. This is part of invincibility. So this is another really important reason why now. We're not used to it. We kind of get it in theory, but can we put it into practice? This is part of the process we're all going to be going through in the future. So this is really the start. So this is why I'm including this is it's an inclusive part of this membership. So these are going to be challenging times. When are they not challenging times? These are going to be changing times. When is it not changing times, right? But, that's why invincibility now. The providing the framework, if you like, a bit of a structure, a strong foundation. There are going to be people who don't like the collective idea. There are going to be people who are going to sort of create more destruction because of the suffering. That's the best way of saying it. There's going to be more destruction. It's going to be quite difficult. And there will be people who want to tear down you for all your lovely ideas. So we have to become invincible if we are going to move into this new era. And that invincibility is a feminine invincibility. It is love-based. It is compassion-based. It is loving kindness based. It is based on living your true potential. It is, recognizing your potential, living through it, and providing your talents as a service to others for the collective. So, these are all very beautiful things. And, what stops us from achieving this is usually our own limitations and our conditioning. We're really moving into a different era, and you may have noticed we've started to release. If you've noticed, this year 2022 it's been a choice point year, and it's also been a year of being able to release identities and concepts and people and relationships and roles. And so you've probably been doing a lot of this healing work already to release, but we also have to then replace what we've released. So, I sort of look at it in this way. Suffering is kind of the acceptance of untruths, and healing is when we recognize these untruths, we have this awareness, and we let them go. Okay, but then there's nothing there. So what do? We have to replace that with the truth as well. And so, we are moving into a really, really special era. People have talked about it, and I would agree with this. There feels like there's going to be an evolutionary leap because of the Great Awakening. We're going to leap forward, which is wonderful, but we need to be ready. We need to be ready, and we need to have a strong foundation within ourselves, not giving away our power to ideas and roles and people, standing in our true power, living our potential in service. And usually our potential means in service to others in a beautiful way. And, really living a life that is of your choosing. And that choosing is a conscious choosing of a higher perspective. And so there's stuff to be done. So let's begin, right? So that's why invincibility now. And if that resonates with you, if you feel that this is the path for you, then please do join up. The membership is now open. So, and I've begun the membership with a lovely price. It's a really good price. It's got really lovely benefits. I haven't loaded up the benefits, which the masculine model of marketing says throw loads of benefits in that nobody ever watches or nobody ever reads. Everyone downloads a PDF and then does nothing with it. We all know that. So I'm not playing that game. I'm not overloading the benefits, but there are huge benefits, obviously, from the monthly content that I'll be sharing with you, from the live calls that I'll be sharing with you. And so if it feels resonant to you, if this feels true to you, then please do sign up, because your contribution is required. It is going to be valued, and we really are creating a community here. So I hope you will join.